Where are we
can't have fun anymore.
Streaming on Twitch.
Look, my character is an alcoholic, so there's nothing to tell you about that.
I don't know what my character is.
My drinking buddy's not here. It's bullcrap.
I'm gonna do a very terrible job of playing Tear as needed.
Oh,
Yep.
Good.
You're not gonna drink near as much as him.
And with far less enthusiasm, too. Alright, everyone present?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When last we left the party, you guys had left the capital, visiting with Draven, flown to the first place you could think of. Well, actually, it was probably the third place you thought of, but the first place you've been to that you could easily access that had any connection to what you believed you wanted to look into. Found that there were a couple of orcs still remaining. Defeated them after a brief scuffle, and then made entry into the Zundashar Manor, or whatever you want to call it, cave system structure building. At that point, you began to kind of regroup and think out what you were wanting to do and how you were trying to approach what you are trying to achieve, and realized after having had a bracer on Tear for pretty much months now, you never once asked it how to find any more of the ancient gnomes. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Ducky. Anyways.
It wouldn't talk to us.
It
What?
would talk to Tear, but you guys never asked it about other gnomes.
Oh, okay. I tried
be
opening
fair-
any kind of dialogue first before just trying to rip information out of it. My bad.
To be fair, he's only ever talked to that bracer once since we
Yeah.
joined this summer, so I didn't even know its origins to even think about it.
I will excuse 2 of the rest of you, but the remaining of you, when you first got it, the DM was very much like, are they not going to ask any questions? And like I didn't expect
I'm the only
Tear
one
to.
who was asking questions.
Yeah, but like all your
and then
questions
when
were
no one
like,
else... No, go ahead.
Your questions were like not really related to like where are the rest of the gnomes or anything. Your questions were like, how you feeling there, buddy? Want a snacky poo?
I asked its name, its origin, what it was doing here. It refused to speak with me.
Yeah, but it has a bloodlust, so there's that.
It's not a fan of you, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm being gaslit right now.
You are a little bit, but to be fair, there were a couple of times that you were like, get rid of the bracer, it's evil, and the bracer did not take kindly to that. So there's been grenades lobbed from both sides of this, okay?
It latched itself on, and then I decided to go ahead and try and make peace, okay?
Finally, an olive branch is being extended, and we're coming to terms. Back to what I was saying, though. The bracer then identified a location on the map of Eldarin that you guys have on the airship, identifying a potential location, and that is where we last left the party, and we will pick up where the bracer has just identified a location. For all intents and purposes, if you need something from Tear, let me know, but otherwise assume that Tear's just being silent and broody. But I can do any communication that needs to be done with the bracer as needed.
I told him to
But I'll
read a
try to
book,
talk like
please.
this.
That was excellent, very spot on. I will throw roses at your feet for that performance.
True.
Yay. So with that, the time is yours.
Now, we were traveling still, or have we made it to our destination?
Right now, you're on the airship in front of a map.
Oh.
And the bracer told us to head south.
Correct, and then it did identify a place on the map, though.
We're still paused.
It should be on pause, it's just on the screen. Switch it to the map.
Are we? What's our time? This is an interesting question.
It says our
Or
tokens have no
hard
vision.
question to waiting to see as well.
I'm working on it.
Let us see, man.
What is our time crunch? Like, what's the peril we're trying to avoid here?
All right, so we went to Louisiana.
And the bracer did identify this area as being the area that you need to investigate.
So how close do we want to fly the airship to this, or do we want to dock somewhere and hoof it? Oh, Captain, my Captain, what do you propose?
There.
Bracer.
Bracer? I don't know if the bracer will give us that information. Catch, what do you think? Should we land and hoof it, or do you think we should maybe hover around and see what we can see?
I am to understand. We're just looking for like at least just traces of the. Oh my god! My brain is not goblins.
The gnomes?
Ancient gnomes.
Gnomes.
We're
There
looking
we
for
go.
the
I couldn't
ancient
remember the word for
gnomes.
gnome. Jesus. Uh,
We're
yeah,
looking
we're
for
looking
your
for just
people.
yeah, we're looking for gnomes, right? Or at least the
We are looking for the Zundashar
remnants.
gnomes, specifically the Tamunza gnomes. And we have
Um,
figured out that they have ties to the Redrin line.
I don't see how we would necessarily, or if we would need to sneak in.
Now we are headed to a forested mountainous area, so I don't know what we're going to be able to see from the airship. That's why I was questioning, should we maybe hover, circle, see what we can see if there's a better spot to land, or should we just land and just hoof it and see what we can see from the ground?
Oh, I definitely think a bird's eye view is going to help much more. Like
All right.
seeing things from above is a lot easier.
All right. I'm going to go below and offer up some sandwiches if anybody is hungry.
All right, spyglass is out.
So, Mr. DM, we plan to circle the area and see what is available to us. What do we see?
Just a moment. I'm fixing something on this image I didn't realize was a problem.
And currently, I am below deck making sandwiches.
I'm shooting arrows randomly over the side and watching them come back.
Drunkenly. No?
Just
No?
drinking.
Okay.
I ain't quite drunk.
There we go.
So you're watching them come back.
Yeah,
I
my
love
arrows
that.
come back.
I love that.
All right, guys are just heading straight to fly over the area, essentially.
Yep, I'm gonna check it out, see what's there, see what we're looking at.
I mean, it is an enemy airspace, right? It should be
That might be a
safe.
question for the bracer. Does the bracer suspect any danger lurking?
He didn't say nothing. It's Tear.
I mean, just in general, like,
Here,
is this
here,
dangerous
have a drink.
territory at all? Is this before we go, just dive on into it? Is it dangerous territory?
He didn't say nothing.
No. I meant just not. No, I'm not asking the bracer.
Ah, okay, my bad. Well, he didn't say nothing.
Good lord. Does Catch know?
Okay, I know, I'm just
Like
messing with you.
being.
No,
Okay.
I get what you're saying after the the 15th time. You just got to keep beating me over the head with it.
It's all right.
That's what we're here for.
Check and roll for me a society check.
All of us?
Oh, it
The
changed.
person that's asking.
Well, I'm asking around the group, but
Anyone that wants to think on his question if it's dangerous or not.
Yeah, what?
Nice. We all did really.
damn, those are all very close.
So based on the group's knowledge and just kind of discussing the general area, it's considered like an untamed wild. So think kind of like the rainforest in South America, where like it's not necessarily safe or unsafe, but it really also depends on where you go. Like if you go really deep into those forests, you're probably going to get fucked up by some type of illness or beast, something of that nature. So this is really a thickly, heavily wooded area that hasn't been much impacted by any type of sentient being.
I definitely think being up in the air for now, circling
I,
and seeing what we can see.
I like this idea. I like this. I think we look down and, at the very least, find the closest possible landing spot to a
See if we can
clue.
see any
Well, let's
signs of civilization
yeah,
or what was civilization.
let's find out like mine shafts, caves,
Villages, any,
buildings of any sorts, ruins of any sorts. See if
Hell,
any of that
like
is
trail
visible.
posts, campfires, anything. Fire pits.
I think that's a good plan. All right, Mr. DM, that's what we're doing.
Searching away.
Everyone make a perception check.
Net 20.
We're all right.
So as you proceed on, obviously a good chunk of the travel time there is pretty much just waiting till you get there. As you start to round the range, because you're not flying over the top of every single mountain, you're kind of the air currents that are available to you to save on fuel and resources, what have you, and you kind of navigate around. Coming from Ontario, you do go over the mountains here because that's just efficient. Kind of work your way around this direction, start to enter the heavily wooded area here. That's when you really start paying attention. At that point, you realize you're starting to enter the area where you need to be looking out for whatever it is you're out for. While you're proceeding, you notice that around the edges of this, really think like the size of redwoods, gigantic trees, pine in shape, and there's just not a lot of ability to see anything below the canopy in a lot of the areas. Easily, could craft a skyscraper out of one almost, given the size. As you're proceeding, you do notice a number of creatures moving about. You don't of any type of civilization or anything structured or man-made, if you will, elf-made, anything. Nothing created by again any sentient, just essentially a part of the world and then a part of the island that is by nature, truly. The only part that really stands out to you is as you're starting to get about maybe an hour, half an hour into your time floating above the canopy of the forest, you do see off in the distance, kind of south by southeast from you, what appears to be a mountain. By comparison to some of the other mountains that are around you, does not even come close to the size and scale. It's a small boy mountain, but a mountain nonetheless. And it does stand out because it's surrounded by all of the woods and the trees, but there doesn't appear to be anything on the mountain itself.
Well, this mountain range looks highly suspicious. Maybe we should take a closer look on foot. Does it look like there's any kind of paths or anything that lead down from the mountaintop? Like, could we leave the airship up here? Do we have the power of the airship to get over the top of it? You guys okay with flying over the top of it?
Yeah, let's give it a closer look.
What do we see?
As the airship glides gracefully over the landscape, your gaze is drawn to the mountain. And again, while it's not like the loftiest in the region, it definitely commands your attention with a number of unique features. Circled by the colossal trees and their branches forming a natural tapestry akin to a lush evergreen jungle, the mountain rises steadfastly. The scent of pine permeates the air, creating a crisp and invigorating atmosphere. Dense foliage below resonates with the chorus of nature, symphony of birdsong, and rustling leaves intermingling with the distant murmurs of creatures. As you begin to inspect closer to the mountain, as you begin to kind of hover and come to a stop over the top of it to look around, it really does stand in stark contrast with all the expanse around you of the surface, mostly devoid of any tree cover. Small trees here and there. Some of them appear to have tried to grow and failed, or only partially started to grow. It's mostly covered with a mosaic of stones, gravel, and some stunted trees. You do catch a glimpse of the trees that are trying to work their way up on around each side of it, um, but a majority of everything you're seeing is just the inability of nature to claim this one mountain.
I want to know what death magic's keeping shit from growing down there.
Zook, you happen to notice one thing that stands out to you. I assume you want to point that out to the party, but I'm giving you the choice to keep it yourself.
Yeah, I pointed out to the party. Did you send me something?
No, I'm just asking before I do
Yeah, no,
say
I
it.
pointed out.
Zook notices a small opening on the sheer surface of the western side of the mountain. The cave entrance, and it's really more akin to a portal into the mountain's heart, really calls for you to explore it. Positioned precariously and would demand that you actually repel into it. It's more of an opening in the roof of some inner cave. Now,
A hole
you
that calls to me. Perfect.
take out, you have it. You take out a spyglass, and those of you who don't, try to grab something or look closer. And you do happen to notice, Zook, even with just your half-elven eyes, use your elven eyes, you do notice that around the edges of this sunroof, as it were, um, there's a some type of oily substance glistening off the edges of the opening.
What kind of substance? Oily? Is that what you said?
Hmm?
Ah.
Doesn't somebody have something that shoots fireball?
I do. I have to be within 40 feet.
Oh,
70.
no! I don't want to waste a
Yeah, I
fireball
don't
on
know
the
if we
oil.
should
I'd rather
attack
inspect
though.
the oil.
Let's
I wanna get
blow up the hole!
I would.
Blow the hole up. Just seal it. Good. Now nothing can get in there. Job is done.
I mean, we should just go down and inspect it at this point, right?
I would like to go look and see what it is. If that is all right with the party.
Yeah.
I'll bring the ship in.
Now, are you wanting to lower yourself into the hole, or lower yourself into the like into the hole and into the mountain, or are you wanting to land yourself near the hole and kind of approach on foot.
Oh, I
Near
was
the
gonna try and
hole,
get
like
as near the hole as we could.
without physically being.
What I'm saying is, are you trying to drop straight into the hole and into the mountain from the ship, straight in, or are you trying to land off to the side?
Is it like we're going into like the? This isn't like a volcano, is it?
No, this
Can
is
we
off to
ask
the side.
Bracer what he
Okay.
thinks of the oil?
You don't know nothing. He did mention that he's been in the other place for quite a while, doesn't know anything about anything else.
I'd say we hover above the hole and we lower down.
The question is, can we get back into the airship if we're directly over the hole?
Well, I'd assume there'd be a rope hanging down.
I mean, we can get we have like a ladder, like a rope ladder. If that's what you need. Is that what you mean?
Do we have anybody, like any NPCs
Think.
on the airship that can move it if we can't get back into the airship?
There's a crew on
We
it, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
then like they can move it if we can't get back in. Okay. Zook's over here huffing and puffing about wanting to just go down over the hole.
I figured we'd get as close to the hole as we could, get dropped off, it flies away. We signal by like shooting magic up into the sky for them to come back.
I'm game with that.
And if we're not back in like by the end of the day or more, stick around for a day or two, and if we're
I
not
would
back,
have them
leave.
stick around for a couple days for sure.
Yeah. That things can go wrong. Things can go wrong.
They've got food and they
Yeah,
can
like a month's
fly
supply or
around.
more.
Yeah.
Like 2 months supply stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So close as we can get to the hole so we can drop down at the hole.
So into the hole or near the hole?
Does the ship fit in the hole?
No.
Oh, well, then
I would say near the hole so we can get a better look.
I guess I thought the hole was horizontal, not vertical.
No. Yeah, no, it's flat on the ground essentially. I mean, it's kind of at an angle, obviously, but you don't walk
Going
into it, you
down,
drop into
kinda,
it.
Okay. Okay, my bad. That was like a hole in the side of the mountain. All right. So then, in that case, I will. We'll drop next to it. So we can't go in the hole. All right.
Well, our characters might, but the airship
Well,
can't.
yeah. I was just like, it'd be funny to just fly in.
So
Um,
yeah, I'd say drop next to the hole. Have the airship drop us off next to the hole.
Alright. Airship comes close to the ground enough to be able to toss off the ladder because of the uneven ground of the mountain and the shape. It doesn't make sense to actually land it and come out through any type of stairs, but a rope ladder is lowered, and all of you climb down the rope ladder and land on the ground about 20-30 feet away from the hole, where there's an actual area to get off that's not completely overrun with stones or anything else. Once all of you are off of the ship, it pulls up the ladder and then lifts off and kind of moves off to the side slightly.
I'd like to inspect the hole, like throw a stone into it. See if I can hear anything.
You throw the stone and you hear it hit the ground after just a moment. Drop doesn't appear to be too insane, not like previous place where it dropped for several seconds. Sounds like if you were to fall into it, you'd get messed up, but you'd probably live. So you would definitely consider using a rope of some sort to lower yourself into it.
Is there anything nearby that we can tie a rope to?
There is a large stone that is kind of over the top, partially of the hole itself. That just from looking at it, it might make sense to tie a rope to it, but you may want to inspect it closer.
How far down is the hole?
looking into it, can't really see easily into the bottom. Like when the light kind of cuts off after about 5 or 10 feet. You can almost barely make out, and I'm using you guys' previous perception checks for this. You can almost barely make out any type of bottom or floor to it, but you can tell that it's something that should be reached with just a standard length of rope.
Can I inspect
So,
the
like-
rock?
So the standard is like 50 feet of rope. Yeah.
Do we have any
One thing of rope.
flares that we can drop down into the hole?
I was
Torches.
about
You
to
didn't want me
say,
to shoot a fireball into the hole, but we want to throw a flare down the hole.
I'm
It's
just
oil.
asking.
Oh, can we inspect
Okay.
the oil?
Anyone that wants to inspect the oil, roll a nature check.
All right. It's oil. It's oil.
So Ketch and Octavia both started inspecting it, and Zook looks at it and says, I don't know, it's probably oil, whatever, and kind of walks off to look at closer at the rock. After you guys inspect it for a moment, you both come to a fairly similar conclusion, which is you're not really sure what it is. Clearly not oil, first of all. And secondly, it's almost indicative of like maybe honey, but not quite the right consistency. It doesn't smell pleasant for that matter, but it has kind of a similar viscosity to it, and it's sticky, similar to that.
I stopped Tara from tasting it.
Smart, because he was totally getting ready to.
Probably
Yep,
bad
that was-
idea.
yeah.
Probably bad idea.
Oh,
Can I read the aura on the rock?
sure.
Just cast it.
It's a rock.
What a
Okay,
beautiful
great.
rock, though. Used to ride these babies off into the sunset back in my day. Just cast levitate on them.
You guys doing?
Want to go in the hole?
Like, is it a sturdy looking rock? Can I look at it?
Can I just tie a piece of rope to it and throw it down in the hole?
Do I sense any traps?
Everyone that's
Like,
asking
well, I
questions,
wanna-
make a perception check.
I want to peer over the edge and test for traps. Can I turn on for trap finder?
You're pretty confident. Yes, you're pretty confident that this particular rock would make an exceptional ballast to hold not just the entire party, but it could probably lift a 1986 Buick.
That's
Not really sure what a Buick is, but you know it's heavy.
It's a goddamn good rock right there. I tie a rope to it.
You do not sense any traps.
Thank you. Well, who's going first?
Can we just tie a rope to it, descend
I-
into it?
Yeah, so I tie a rope to it.
Either of you want to go first?
I'm gonna just start climbing down the rope.
Let the sneaky
Everyone going
man
down the
go
rope?
first. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll go last.
I'm gonna wait for those two to go down.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'll
gonna wait
I'll go.
for Zook to get to the bottom and holler up at what he finds.
Zook gets to the bottom, and he can't really see too much. Pretty dark, but he seems untouched. And then Tear, as well as you also went down, right? Catch.
Yeah.
Tear as well as Catch get to the bottom, and they're having difficulty seeing, but so far no issues.
I will head down.
Catch, did we ever get those lanterns?
Yes? Question mark.
Does that sound like a question mark for the DM?
Sounds like we need to go and look.
I feel like I paid for them but didn't put them into my.
You guys
Oh
also
no,
have
I
torches.
paid for them. They should. You should have them basically. Just put them in, drag them into your inventory.
Okay. So they're in my inventory.
You would have one of them at the very least. I bought 3.
Which one did you buy? Both?
Huh?
Both or two different? Just one. There were 2 different ones.
I may not be talking about the same thing at this point. I bought 3 of the bullseye lanterns.
3 of the bullseyes.
I may not have bought the same thing that you were.
No, the lantern hooded and then the lantern bullseye were the 2 I had in there. One's a straight line and one's like a 30-foot spread.
Yeah.
So lighting up a lantern.
I figured just torches would cover the
Do we want to risk fire?
thing. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, I don't want to. Well, I mean, the torch, the lantern is
The
just
lantern's
a
a
small
60
fire.
Yeah, it's a 60-foot cone. Bullseye lantern is a 60-foot cone that will run on 1 pint of oil for 6 hours.
But it is still going to be fire, though. So if you're worried about something igniting from being dropped, I guess it's safer. But okay, can I just take a small sample of the oil and see if it's flammable?
At this point, you're already in the cave.
That I mean, is there no more oil?
Is there oil in the cave? Do we
Well, that's
find
what I'm
oil
trying
in
to
the
ascertain. Are you guys lighting something or no?
I
I'm
guess
trying to
not.
figure out if we should light something.
Yeah.
So he wants to see if
I'm
there's.
gonna. You
if
know
he can
what?
find
I'm gonna
oil in the
cast light.
cave.
I'm gonna cast light on what item do I want lit? Oh, just my whip.
Share the spell so I can see it.
Yes? Question mark. Hold on. I think I just need to add it to my spells. Light. Wait, what? Give me a second. I'm confused.
Could you possibly?
No, it's just light. It does not seem to be a spell that is. Is it a cantrip? Hold on, it might be a cantrip. It's a cantrip. There we go. Okay. There you go. Oh, come on. There you go. I can do it once a day.
All right. Second.
That way we don't have to light a fire near questionable oily substance that could be flammable, and there might be something in the air that we don't quite know about.
So as you
Yeah.
all rappel down, who gets down there has a hard time seeing. You all have a hard time seeing because you're in this cave. Calls up and says he made it down okay. At that point, Octavia comes down the rope as well, and you all land. Obviously there's a shift in ambience. Rich sense of the surrounding forest are now gone, replaced by a dry and kind of subtly sweet aroma that hangs in the air. As you light up your light, the cave walls are lit just slightly. Underfoot, you feel a tightly packed kind of a mixture of gravel and dirt, and it gives off an odd crunch. sounding similar to something maybe brittle and crystalline being compressed. Very odd symphony that kind of deepens the enigma of the subterranean realm you've entered. As your eyes begin to start to adjust, and obviously the introduction of the new light given by your friend there, you discern a singular stone-like pillar standing ominously in the center of the chamber. Its form seems both ancient and alien, and there's an eerie stillness that's disrupted by the subtle clicking of mandibles, a disconcerting buzz of enormous insect wings, the echoes of which create a very unsettling sound bouncing off the cave walls. From above, there was a bit of light coming down where the rock was before. You hear the sound of as the rope lands behind you, and the rock that was at the very top once before, shadowing to the top of the hole, clicks into place, and you're now sealed into the room.
Oh, thank God nothing's going to attack us from behind.
Everyone roll for initiative.
You had to say something, didn't you? You had to say something.
Not from behind. It's not from behind. I was implying that it's attacking us from in front of us. Oh, hey. Look at that.
Alright. Top of the turn order is Zook. And begin.
Oh, yay. Bees.
Are we actually fighting giant bees,
look.
or are we fighting something else?
Does my Scouts Warning counts, or was it too dark to use Scouts Warning?
Did not apply here.
Okay. Sorry, I was in the kitchen, so I was listening to you.
No, you're good.
On my phone.
Knowing you have that, I usually build the encounters with that in mind, as it makes sense to.
I'm
Alright.
feeling I should just go ahead and shoot the Mr. Giant Bee here.
Roll to hit.
Let's shoot that one to my left.
Just hold left click on what you're trying to hit so I know. Hold long click,
Yeah,
it should make a little ping thing.
Oh, hold on, I know what it is. It's because I have
Oh.
yeah, hold on.
Like, I thought your mouse was on that, but sometimes you can't tell.
That one.
Okay.
I didn't see what I rolled.
Critical?
Oh, shit. Coming at you.
You fire your arrow, and as it hits the bee, it explodes in green sparks. Fades away.
Well, I'll go ahead and attack the little one. I do the minus on this one, right?
Correct.
Or is it... Okay. Oof.
Fails miserably, and as you let go, the bow actually snaps, hits the inside of your left arm. Fortunately, you're pretty good archer, having been raised half elven. You have something in place to protect you. Unfortunately, it means your bow's snapped out of your hand at your feet.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna pick my bow back up. Thanks.
All right, end of your turn.
Yes, sir.
Just a moment. All right. This be
this guy be?
It's gonna move right here and attempt to sting you. I'm gonna sting you.
Nike.
Does a 10 hit?
No.
Goes to sting you, and you just basically kind of lean to the
Oh.
side and kind of push the stinger out of the way.
Yeah. I'm a 23, so a 10 would
Critical
be a
fail.
critical.
Okay. Goes to sting you, end up smacking its stinger when you actually knock off a portion of its stinger, and it takes a little bit of damage. That's its turn, and now it is catch, and Vanya, you're on deck.
Whip.
Are you just whipping it?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Is it a whip attack? I was checking.
Yep.
Is Bonsueno the whip? I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, Bonsueno is my whip.
Alright, you whip it. You actually manage to damage one of its wings, but it has a few of them, so it's still airborne. But it's clearly pretty upset and not looking too good.
Whip it real good.
Wow.
Critical.
Wait,
Hits,
why didn't it roll? Oh wait.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's dead, and it explodes again in a shower of green sparks.
Love it. And then I will cast Inspire Courage.
Do these green sparks glow?
They're sparks, yeah.
Can we catch these green sparks when the next one explodes?
Think of it like a sparkler where they spark up and then just kind of gone.
Oh.
There's not time to do that.
Vanya, your turn.
I'm gonna move here. Yeah, move Phil. Up by Zoop. Can I go by
Yeah, you can
Cat?
move through everyone, yeah.
It's not letting me. I don't know if I'm
Oh,
on
it's because you
something.
still have measure on.
Oh. Okay. And then I want to do to this one Ray of Frost.
Fire away. Critical?
That wasn't a critical roll.
I just hit double. Yeah, it just double it though. It's easy enough. All right, you fire Ray of Frost. Little piece of ice sparks across, hits the bee, and it explodes in a shower of green sparks.
Hey, Sauce, you have a scam on your stream.
Oh yeah, I'll just ban him.
Scrambert.
Let's report him first, then I'll ban him. Second group, your turn. That was your whole turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Terra next. And clear that. Anyways, okay. Terra is going to go ahead and move up into the room, and I don't know how to do the raise the shield thing, but he raises his shield and ends his turn. And now it is Octavia's turn.
Raise shields on his character sheet should be under his weapons. It should say raise shield under actions or reactions.
Oh, thank you.
That's where it was on my last character.
Yep. There we go. The bracer says there's something nearby. I lost it.
Move forward.
Should probably check out that pillar.
Do I sense any traps?
Roll for perception.
Let me move my 25 and then I'll roll.
Counting this as an action, BT.
Yep, that would be my second action there.
Don't really get the sense or see anything.
I'd like to step forward. I'm just gonna end my turn there.
Alright. Just a moment. As the round comes to an end, you see the pillar light up green energy at the very bottom, and it slowly spirals its way all the way up to the top, and then one very bright green burst. Then a number of other bees suddenly appear. We'll have to all now. Alright, Zook, you are up.
Okay. I'm assuming I can reach the one closest Octavia bee-wise.
This one, yes.
If he makes
I'm
a
gonna go ahead
beeline.
and strike that one first. Ooh.
Same thing, snaps, hits your arm, falls to the ground. I'll assume you just pick it back up and fire again, and hopefully have a better roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it back up.
Do the obviously the -5. Whatever the next lowest one is.
There we go.
Critical. As you fire it, it hits that bee and actually bursts through and hits the bee just behind it, destroying them both in a shower of green sparks.
Yay!
Woo! The kitty cat does a twirl and cheers on Zook.
This bee is going to go ahead and fly around and try to sting. Does a 26 hit?
Oof, yes. I'm a 23.
Alright, it manages to sting right into, you kind of put your arms up to try to, protect yourself. It hits you in the arm. Does a little bit of damage. That is its turn. Catch.
Feel like he's not quite in range. So, even at a distance, what have we seen about this pillar so far? Just give me the brief recap.
Coming in, it just seems like an unassuming pillar as far as you can tell initially. Once you had fought the bees when you first got there, there was a charge of green light that started at the bottom and spiraled its way up to the top with a large outburst of green light, and then more bees appeared.
I got some things I can at least try. I will use all of my movement I can to diagonally, as much as I can, get to, what was that, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Sorry. Here. That's 1. 15. Come on. I'll go all the way to here. Is there... Ooh. I want to use a Inspire Courage while I'm here. Think I will do that. Yeah, I'm gonna try and just tank it out here. See who else moves up next to me.
Drop an Inspire Courage.
Oh shoot, I just hit it twice, didn't I? Yep. Am I
Anya?
done?
Okay, I'm gonna move here. And then on this one, Ray of Frost.
Roll it. Critical?
How do I do the damage as critical?
I think you're gonna have to just roll it. I'll have to double it.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Losing
you're
my
getting there,
voice.
bud.
I don't know. Been losing it for a while. So 28. Fire it off, and kind of the same thing that happened with Zook. It hits the first, explodes, and a shower of green sparks, and then goes off and through it and hits the one behind it, and same thing, shower of green sparks, and they both are defeated. Next up is Tear. He's going to move here, and then throw his shield. And I'm lost the special thing about this. Oh no, here it is. I have to rebuild this entirely. Alright, well he throws his shield. Modifier for hits. Bounces off one of the bees, lands, and then he recalls the shield back to himself. That ends his turn. Yay, I got him!
Which
And
one did you
Octavia.
hit?
Left one over here.
Do we know, like, did it take damage getting hit with a shield?
Shield hit, it appears to be a little worse for wear, but not how much damage.
Okay. Alright, first action was to move. Second action, I'm going to use my whip claw with, since it's two-handed right now, I can reach out with it up to 10 feet. So I'm going to reach out and hit this guy here.
Left one hits. It explodes in a shower of green sparks and vanishes.
I'm assuming I'm too far from the other one.
Or a whip, yes, just slightly.
I'm just gonna step back between these guys here. End my turn.
Alright, at that point, the remaining bee is going to zzz here, try to attack Tear.
Damn. I was hoping
Here's
to
he's
provoke
in front of
one
me.
of them.
Misses terribly, ends up snapping its stinger off. And that is... Try to attack mandibles. And fails again at damaging Tear, who just basically moves his shield to block everything they're throwing at it. Appears to take a little bit of damage, but it's still standing. And that is the end of the round. At that point, green magic builds up at the bottom of the pillar, runs its way up to the top. There's a green burst outward, and more of lovely creatures appear.
They are lovely, though. We need to protect the bees. Not in this instance. I mean, in general.
I feel like the fireball necklace should be a good use of killing a lot of these.
So I'm going to just roll once for their initiative. Save my freaking sanity.
Oh.
I'm going to roll twice because that seems unrealistic and unfair.
Thank you. Thank you. Because that... Being the closest to the bees and the one with the possible answer to the problem at hand... cough, cough, gnomish, keystone. Eye stone. I have the eyepiece, too. I have both. Might be the solution to our problem. Might not. We might just have to kill all these things. But
Just roll all of them at once. So much more. Yeah, I think I can. Hold on.
sneaking suspicion is it's gonna keep multiplying by 2 until...
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm just gonna go with what's here and just move them as I see fit. Okay. Excuse me, and it is your turn,
You got
Zook.
one bee that's not on there, bud.
Yeah, I know, I just don't give a shit. I can't figure out which one it is.
Okay. It's the one closest to me, and yep.
That's still not all of them, because that's only 7.
The one I got highlighted directly above catch. Two left of catch. And the one on the very end, it looks like.
There we go.
Stop rolling so high.
There we are. Now we're good.
Okay, my turn.
Yep.
Okay. Move up. To there, and then I'm gonna strike the bee closest to me. Damn!
Hits. This one here?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, you hit it. Does a good chunk of damage, but it is still buzzing around.
Alright, I'm gonna hit it again. Ooh, that was a shitty roll.
Misses. That's the end of your turn.
Hi, bees.
Alright, all these are going to fly at you.
Why you gotta be like that?
And 3 of them are going to attempt to hit. "25, 15, 15.
25 hits, but the others do not.
So one manages to sting you through your armor a little bit. The others kind of ping, bounce off. You're able to avoid them, just kind of moving around shifty-like. And I'm just going to take these guys in groups, in chunks, to make this faster and easier. Catch, it's your turn.
Alright. I take out the Gnomish Keystone. There's no other exits that I can see out of this cave, right?
Roll your perception check.
Ugh.
You look around and don't really see any way out of here other than the way you came in, and which is currently covered by a stone. You do notice that the pillar there does have a series of rings that are not attached to the main pillar itself, but are kind of wrapped around it, starting at the bottom and running up, that appear to be made of a kind of a metal stone. Think of like, concrete that's been reinforced with metal casing around it.
Yep. Any symbols on there or no?
None that you can identify or recognize.
But there's symbols on it.
Correct. And I'll consider that a free action.
When I pull out the Gnomish Keystone, does that do anything? Does it light up? Does anything happen?
Nothing that you can make sense of or tell. Nothing seems to change.
Are there symbols on the Keystone?
No, it's just a solid piece of what looks like obsidian.
Right. Can I turn the... Can I try turning the middle, the things?
The rings?
Yeah.
They're wrapped such a way that you can't really get them to move at all. From what you can, you could try if you want to roll for it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're looking at it and you don't see a way to rotate them. They're just kind of wrapped around it.
Okay. And the eyepiece is not doing anything. Or not
You
the
didn't mention
eyepiece,
using the
Gnomish
eyepiece.
Keystone.
Not
I
that
pull
you
out
can
the
tell.
eyepiece too.
For that, I'm gonna have you use an action.
All right.
Pull it out, look through it, and don't see anything that stands out to you at this time.
And the symbols don't change.
No.
Okay. Huh.
2 actions remaining.
I mean, one of them I'm gonna just, because I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm gonna give another Inspire Courage. Do you want to get rid of the one that's there first? Never hurts to have that. And then I'd like to use whatever my last action is to try and discern. Like, what would I roll to try and discern more about this pillar that would help me in any way?
Roll an occultism check.
Okay. I never do well at occultism for some reason.
Pillar seems pretty important to whatever's happening to you right now.
Yeah. Thanks, Brain.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Do I still have an action, or is that it?
1 action.
Time sense. Well, I'm gonna hold off on that actually. I think I'm gonna just do lingering composition. How do I cast that? Oh, it's right there. My God. Oh, I did this backwards. I was supposed to cast this and then Inspire Courage. I thought it's the other way around. Would you allow that?
You're doing what? I'm sorry?
I cast these backwards because I read it wrong. You're supposed to cast this and then Inspire Courage. I would have cast Lingering Composition and then Inspire Courage. But that is up to you.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Attempt a performance check. The DC is standard difficulty DC of a level equal to the highest level target of your composition. So
Are you basically trying to make the
6.
thing last longer? The Inspire Courage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So
performance. Oop.
I'd say it's a critical success.
Okay.
4 rounds out of it. Alright. And I was hoping you were going to use time sense because I was going to be like, it is 10 o'clock in the morning on October the 24th, if you want to know.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, is it gonna give us a different? There's some information it can give me that might be useful later.
Alright, so the next 2 bees are then going to swarm around and go 1 for Vanya, and 1's going to come at you. And Vanya first. 23 hit.
Yeah.
Come up and try to sting you. 1 on the left.
I meant like us or them.
Oh, you
Did we
did for
start
sure.
this? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's always you guys. What?
Good. Han shot first.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he did. Alright, and then this one's going to attack you. 17. Hit.
Me?
Yes, catch.
No, it does not. It does not.
Alright. Goes to sting you and just you barely kind of slink to the side and get real skinny and it just goes right in front of your belly button. Voids and you avoid and misses. And then now it is going to be Vanya's turn.
Okay.
Got a bee up in your face.
Yeah.
I'ma be up in your grill.
I'm just gonna do Ray of Frost to it.
Alright. Hits. As you fire off Ray of Frost and it bursts across the bee right in front of you. And it's looking pretty messed up, but it is still alive.
Okay.
I have one action left.
I'll do my longbow.
Too close to do longbow.
I don't.
You could punch
I
it.
guess I'll hit it with my staff.
You'd have to take the staff out to do that. You have the longbow out typically. You could punch it. Pretty much the.
Shit.
Go to the actions tab. The left of the one you're on. You should have an unarmed strike. Be the second one. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Oof. You go to punch it and it just kind of buzzes around and you miss. But you almost hit it. That was close.
Okay.
Alright, this one is going to buzz around and come for Octavia. $19.
No.
Alright, goes to hit and you do the same thing. You kind of just, move to the side and it misses you. And oh, I skipped Tear on accident. Oh no, I didn't. That was the B. Never mind. Okay, we're good. So then Tear, at that point, is going to try to bash shield thingy here. Be in front of him. And roll the fuck up and miss. And doesn't. It drops his shield, picks it back up, and tries to bash it again. Roll better. Hits and critical. And the bee explodes in a shower of sparks. And Tear's turn. I got him! And then it is Octavia.
I'm gonna hit the one directly next to me first.
Hits. Hit it. Takes some damage, but it is still standing. Flying, I guess.
I'm gonna hit again. Whoop, whoop,
It's critical. And it is destroyed. Shower of green sparks. And I believe you have one action left.
I'm gonna go for the one next to catch.
Misses. And that is your turn. These two are going to swoop around. $25 hit?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hits.
Alright, Stinger manages to get past your guard and just hits you right in the shoulder a little bit. This one good. Barely hits though. So this one manages to hit Tear just barely, and Tear kind of like, what are you fucking doing? And that is the bottom of the rounds. And two more. These pop up. Or, I'm sorry, 4 up.
How many were just killed?
Two.
Yep. Every time we okay.
So it's 2 per one.
Smash that
Yeah.
fucking pillar.
At this point, yeah, no, I'm
Zook.
I'm about ready to start smashing this
How
thing.
much time has passed since the first round?
Couple minutes.
Wait.
Okay, I need to direct.
Hold on.
from
How
the
many rounds
last
has it
round.
been? It's 6 seconds per. It's 6 seconds per round.
6 seconds per turn.
We just
Per,
did
per turn.
3 rounds.
Per round. Yes. Right.
Wait, I may be
Per
wrong. I
turn
thought it
or
was
per
6.
round.
I thought it was 6 seconds per turn, roughly.
No,
Right.
I thought.
So we've all
said-
gone. That's
Yeah.
6
Round
seconds.
4.
So
that's
we've only done like 26
24,
Pretty
24
quick.
seconds. We've
Yeah, there you
been
go.
going for 24 seconds. So 24
Alright.
seconds exactly.
Well, I needed to know because it takes 30 seconds for my arrows to return to the quiver.
Ah.
And that will only be the 2, and then the
Now,
next
does
round
he
will be
have to
2.
complete round 5 for that to count as the 30
Alright,
seconds?
so I'm going to sheath and draw. And then I'm going to attack the bee that's directly in front of me towards Cash. Because it needs to go bye-bye.
Critical. Yeah, it's gone. They shower green sparks and it vanishes.
Alright, and I'm going to attack the one directly above me.
Critical. And it explodes in a shower green sparks. That is your turn. Here. This one's gonna move up. Two of them attack you. $19 and $25.
25 hits, the 19 does not.
Alright, one manages to sting you a little bit. And now it's catch.
Damn, I thought I had more time. I'm genuinely just trying to like read things or try and find any notes that have anything to do with this. I feel like I'm forgetting too much at this point. It has been a very long time since the gnome stuff, so I don't really know.
Has Tara's Bracer said anything?
He says to smash the pillar.
So basically, what the next thing we were gonna try?
Are you sure I'm not the one that's in the bracer?
That's basically what's.
Jury's still out.
I'm just gonna do that then. I don't know what with though. Like, is fucking phase bolt gonna do anything? Is my whip? Can I whip the pillar? I'm trying to think from the mindset of Catch. Like, what would he be trying to do right now?
Roll a crafting check. Your free check on this.
There we go. All right. Expert in that.
You feel like your phase bolt would be significantly more effective than the softness of your whip.
I would hope. All right. Both are piercing, so I don't know. I'll just use that.
Roll damage.
Oh, I'm rolling. Wait, damage or to hit?
Roll damage. $14 damage. Hits the pillar and kind of washes the phase bolt. washes across the pillar, and you notice that the piece that's wrapping around the pillar kind of vibrates slightly, and you're not sure that you've done damage, but you feel like you've done damage. Like something's happened. It definitely was something that was to the detriment of the pillar, but just not sufficient enough to really show signs of it yet.
Alright. Guess I still have an action because I don't need to inspire courage. I'm so used to not getting this far. Oh, I can whip. It'll be my second attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. I'll attack the one to my left. So this guy.
Go to whip it and you miss.
All right, it's not a critical fail, right?
No.
That is it.
Goes to attack Vanya. $17, Vanya.
No.
20 on catch.
How much?
2-0.
No, doesn't it?
All right. Both miss, and now it's Vanya's turn.
Mm, I want to try this puff of poison. I've never used it before. And the one in my face.
Roll damage. It explodes in a shower of green sparks and vanishes.
I will do the long bow to this one.
Alright. Action tab.
Oh. So I did this minus
Yep.
5 one. This says plus 5.
Yeah, because it's minus the 10.
Okay.
Hits. Alright, arrow hits it. Does a little bit of damage. And that is your turn. This bee sees you attacking its friend and flies over to you, but not able to attack. It's terrible. Tries to bash the thing in front of him. Hits. That one vanishes in a shower of green sparks. Terror's going to rounds over to here. Try to hit the Alright, Terror hits his shield against the pillar, and when he does, there's a sound from both the shield and the actual pillar itself, and at that point you hear it sound tiniest, really only Terror and Catch pick it up, And you definitely notice that there is signs of wear now on the ring that's wrapped around the pillar, and that is his turn. Octavia.
Would I be able to use my whip claw from here, or would they be in my way? Like, I don't know how tall the pillar would be compared to them.
With Catch being shorter, I think you'd be okay. I will say that I would want you to roll for damage, see if there's any type of critical failure that may cause you to miss and hit him.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to use my whip claw over Catch's head then, at the pillar.
And to
Welcome my
clarify,
life.
I'm only saying that this is going to work because it's a whip claw that has that claw piece on the end and not just...
Because it's got slashing damage.
Well, it has an actual claw on the end of it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think they both have slashing. Bonsueno also has it is slashing and it is.
Yeah, but hers has an actual like piece of like material, or I think it's metal or something.
Right. I'm
It's
just saying. I
metal.
don't
It's
think.
metal.
I'm saying that I don't think slashing is the issue.
So they are metal daggers that
What
are
he's
shaped
saying
like
is
claws.
since hers has got metal on it, it could damage
Yeah.
a stone.
Yeah. I was just clarifying
That
for
way-
Catch.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, so I need to roll for damage then?
The difference.
Roll to hit. Roll for damage. Swing at it. It hits, but you don't seem to get the same effect that was gained from tear.
Can I try again?
Certainly can. Gotta roll again with the negative. Hits. Same thing as before.
Alright. I'm just gonna swing at this bee next to me.
Misses.
God damn it. 666. I'm evil.
Does the 16 hit, Octavia?
No.
Come over at tear. As this one. Both come at tear and they actually bump into each other trying to get at him and miss pretty horrifically. And that is the end of the round.
If you're doubling it, it's 8.
On how many died? I don't know what the mechanics are.
If it's double for each one we killed, I killed 2, and Vanya killed 1, or killed 1, and then somebody else killed 1.
There may be a cap.
There could be.
Alright. Zook.
Well, I'm just gonna start by taking out some bees. I'm gonna do the one in front of me.
Hits. Explodes in a shower of green sparks and vanishes.
Now, if I step. No, hold on, I got something. Hold on, I'm looking for something real quick. Alright, I'm gonna move half my distance of my movement, so I can do deny them any tags. I'm gonna move there, and then I'm gonna attack the one directly to my top left.
All right. Hits. He managed to lop off a couple of its arms, but it is still floating. End your turn. Duke,
What's up?
your turn.
Yeah, that was the end of my turn. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't help but notice that I don't think Inspire Courage has been hitting other people.
Yeah, I was
Haven't
looking
seen
back
it.
at the rolls and it hasn't shown up on any of ours.
Yeah.
Probably have to add it
Not
manually.
even, that's included on damage and shit. So.
Yeah.
every little
I mean, it's
bit
kind of whatever at this
counts.
point.
Yeah, kind of there.
It's a lot to go back through to
It
fix.
is.
So
No. Definitely not
Just
a
remind me in the
retrospect
future.
thing.
Yeah, we'll just have to pay attention.
This one's going to fly over to here. I'll fly here and try to sting you. That's a miss. Fly here and try to sting you. That's a miss. And catch.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll just phase bolt and whip. Question though. If I whip first, is the AC? I guess my question is this: mechanically, it's more beneficial if I use my whip first and then use the phase bolt on the column if I know I'm not gonna miss. Am I not going to miss on the column, or do I have to roll to hit the column?
I'll put it to you this way: when it comes to structures, it's more about the hardness level of the material than it is the AC of anything.
Okay, then I'm going to whip the insect and then phase bolt the column.
Whip first.
Whip first, so this should be a plus.
It's a critical.
One extra. Yeah, it's gonna crit that damage. Oh, I did not do that right.
It's supposed to be 16.
So 18.
18.
It should
explodes in a shower of sparks.
Yay, and then phase bolt. Which is also going to be slightly better. Oh wait, why am I rolling for that? I don't have to roll to hit. I should roll for damage. There we go. Yeah.
Fire it off, and like before, bzz,
10.
kind of bursts across and off the pillar, but can't really notice a huge difference in what you had done before. End your turn?
Yeah, that's all I can do. And then
Anya?
yeah. Thing's still
I'm
going.
gonna do Ray of Frost to this one.
Hits. Or critical, actually. That's doubled, it just explodes. First at green sparks. You have one action.
I'm gonna do the longbow to this one.
You miss and you drop your longbow.
Okay.
End of your turn. Tear. Tear is just going to swing where the fucking fences. Shields. I'm just rolling so I can get his damage marker on it. Oops, no, didn't do that. Like that. Alright, so Tear swings 3 times with his shield. On the third hit with his shield, you see with the first hit, with the first hit, it cracks a bit more. The second hit, it cracks so much so you guys can all hear a go throughout the entire of the room, and a few of the bees actually vanish. And then with the third hit, the entire pillar bursts out with green light. I want everyone to make a will save. Or, I'm sorry, reflex save, excuse me. Yeah.
Remind me how to do a reflex save.
Bottom
It's on the
left.
left side.
Oh,
So,
I
yeah,
see. Under initiative, I see it.
I'm getting
Zoop.
yeeted across the room.
All of you are thrown backwards slightly. Catch, you land here. Octavia, land here. Vanya, you just push back a little bit to here. But you all land, it's kind of like you get pushed back and you kind of step back a little bit. Catch, you're actually lifted up and you do kind of a backflip into like a superhero landing, fist on the ground, hand behind your back. Fucking awesome. Zook, you get throwing a fucking ragdoll, slammed against the wall, and pass out on the ground here. And you take 5 points of damage. Tears just push back to here, and you are now out of combat.
Good.
Oh shit, I just hit the wrong thing. My lights, Ugh. Keep the light back on me. Oh wait. There we go, I did it.
Blinded by the light.
Revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night. You can't sing that song in front of me. It gets a problem. It's a problem.
I don't know if it's actually a problem.
Is it December 7th yet?
I don't think so.
Not yet.
Is it?
All right, you guys are out of combat. Zook is passed out on the ground, snoring. In fact, your arrows return to your quiver, even though you're unconscious.
Who needs some health?
I need 11.
A lemon?
I need 11, but I know Zook took more damage than I did.
Ah. I'm trying to see what's like I don't know if we need to use healing shit yet.
Well, Terror only has the battle medicine, doesn't he?
I mean, I can do medicine if we want to take like 10 minutes really quick to like. That'd be like each person, wouldn't it?
Well, 10 to Zook. I'm gonna look around the room.
Okay. So once we beat down that pillar, though, everything stops. Everything's cool.
You don't see any immediate threats around you at the moment. Do you want to do a perception check to check
I
for
would like.
Yeah.
anyone that's wanting to inspect the room that isn't doing anything else? Free to roll.
or
Can
passed
I
out.
inspect the room for also trap finder?
Yeah, and I'll include that with your perception check.
I can.
Vanya, you just enjoy spelunking like you're having a grand time.
I added my trap finder.
Caves are dangerous and fun.
Woo! Feel a chill in the air.
You don't find any traps, Octavia, and you're not really seeing anything, you know, that other than the pillar, it just looks like a regular fucking cave. You do notice, all of you, at this time that the pillar destroyed, the honey is starting to kind of dry and crack and kind of, I don't want to say vanish into the air, but it's almost like slowly vaporizing. The ground is getting less crunchy from any type of stiffness or crystalline nature, like some coated in sugar, and becoming more just dirt and gravel by the moment.
Is the rock still over the way we came down?
It is.
Am I still passed out?
Has anyone tended to you yet?
No.
I was going to once the second I did after my perception check, I was going to tend to him.
Are you doing
I was waiting
medicine
for
or just gonna
people-
pop out the drone?
How much do we have on him? Hold on, let me go see.
See, you're messing up. This is where Terry just throws me over his shoulder and
Inventory.
carries me everywhere for the next 20 minutes.
Give me a second. I had to re-inventory things. -1 from this. We have plenty in that. I just don't think we need it, but I'm gonna give you an elixir of life, which is just a D6. Or should we take 10 for medicine? 'Cause everything else is kind of overpowered.
Well, if we all take 10 for medicine, I can attempt to do a medicine check on myself.
And then Tara can medicine check.
Tara's gonna go ahead and try to do medicine real quick on
Alright.
Duke. He was kind of walking around the room and he realized his drinking buddy was down. He was like, "Come here, little fella."
There you go. Okay, well then, yeah, let's just all roll medicines then.
God damn it. Zook's over here doing the same shit and you just happen to be vocal about it.
Huh?
Zook off mic because he's technically unconscious was saying the same shit that Sauce literally just said.
Which was what?
I said,
drinking
at this
buddy.
moment, Tara would have came over and just picked me up threw me over his shoulder and went, "I got alcohol, buddy."
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out if we needed to save time or not.
So I'm trying to get this. Here it is. Okay. Let's- you get 17 healing. And he gets you back up, and you should be right as rain at this point. Get you all patched up.
Yay. Alcohol.
Well then, Tara can come hang out with me. I still need 11 health.
Roll a d20 plus 3, Zook.
Slash, right?
Yeah. Slash R, 1d20 plus 3. You realize as Tara's raising a bottle to your mouth, the smell coming off of it is alcohol, but not like drinking alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. He's trying to force you to drink.
Run alcohol.
He catches it and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then he pulls out like a flask and here you go. At that point, Tara kind of gets back to looking around and
Thanks
kind
for
of
the
making
meeting.
sure his shield's okay. And what now?
Can I go inspect the pillar?
Yeah, roll a perception check. Just looks like a normal pillar now. There really isn't anything that you can seem to gain any knowledge or information from it now that the ring's broken, and you all realize now as well that there's no longer a ring. That was wrapped around the pillar is just completely gone.
Oh. What? I
Did
think there
they
was more than one ring.
fall off?
Think of it like a snake was wrapped all the way around the pillar from the bottom to the top.
Oh, a coil.
Yeah.
It was coiled around it. All right. Gotcha.
What are you guys doing next?
I'd like to point out I still need to get some health back. I'm not.
Did you
full
roll?
Yet. Well, I didn't know if Tara was still gonna attempt to heal anybody.
Well, he did
Zeus was
the
back
10
full.
minutes.
Or
You guys
not
want to
Tara,
take it out
Ted.
10 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rolled to heal you at the very least. I wasn't sure if you were rolling to heal yourself.
I was not because I thought you were doing it, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I got 22.
That is
So what
a
do I roll
success. 2d8 plus 10.
Let's see.
Are you trained or expert? Actually, hold on. I may be looking at the wrong one.
I am trained.
Okay, so it'd be it'd be 15. 15 healing. I'll add it though. That's gonna put her back at
Alright.
max health either way.
Yay.
All right, everyone, Gucci.
Thank you. Vanya, you good over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is Tara healed up? I know Tara took damage.
Yeah, he took 5 points. He's fine.
Okay.
Hair's like a 1,000,000 point damage guy. He's good to go.
Catch you, Gucci, over there?
He put a
I'm
Hello
full
Kitty
health.
band-aid over his injury and he's fine.
Yeah, I'm full health and ready to shoot a bunch of drugs into Terror. The only reason why I was hesitating on using anything was we weren't hurt enough.
Right.
That was all. So yeah, no,
Onward.
we're good.
So we've looked around the room. We've noticed the honey is crystallizing and drying up, and everything is just kind of flipping back to being dirt and gravel. None of us have noticed anything. Does the bracer have anything to say about this now that we've destroyed the pillar?
He just says they're here somewhere. Probably don't want to talk.
Vanya, you got anything?
So is it actually just honey?
No, I don't have any.
That's what it looks like. Should we look for a way out?
Did Vanya want to make a ancient gnomes check to see if she thinks about her experience and knowledge of them, to see if she realizes anything?
Yes.
Good question.
You realize you have a tool for really inspecting gnomish stuff pretty closely. Well, your group has a tool, but the less
I literally
experienced
was
one.
What?
You have Catch.
Hey,
You
hey.
have.
I was literally looking at it with it earlier.
Maybe now
Maybe
that the
we need to
coil's off
give
of
it to
it?
Vanya to do it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I take the eye thingy and examine the pillar.
Roll a perception check. Look at the pillar with the eyeglass, and you're kind of walking around it, and you walk towards the north side around it, kind of up and down, eyeing it, past Zook, east side, looking at everything closely, not really seeing anything. And as you get to the south side, something catches your eye this direction over here, and you realize there's a faint glow to the wall there. It's getting picked up by the eyeglass as you kind of pull it away from your eye and put it back, and you realize there's something about this kind of northern side of the cave that's different from the rest of it.
It is not in my inventory anymore. It was a second ago.
I didn't move it.
I was
I'm
gonna.
not sure.
I
Yeah.
may have accidentally deleted it.
Wow.
But I will go
No wonder it
ahead
didn't work earlier.
and-
You have to. A bunch of items got messed up that were custom, apparently, which is fucking annoying. I have to go back and fix all of them, but that's one that shouldn't.
I'm not-
It's just an item.
I'm gonna go ahead and not touch the gnomish keystone then, but I will be giving both of those to Vanya.
So does Vanya tell us she sees the glowy light over there?
Yes, I do.
Can I punch the wall?
Can we
What?
take the bracer over to the wall and ask the bracer about this?
Suppose you could grab Tara's arm and drag him or ask him to walk over.
Tara?
No, Zook's gonna drag Tara over and hold the bracer up to the wall, and then tell Tara to speak to the bracer.
Tara, I need your key. Where's your key?
Ketch, are you inspecting the wall as well?
Yeah.
Roll a perception check for me. Now that you're near it, you have your light closer to it. You notice that one part of the wall is just slightly different than the rest. It's about the size and shape of the pads that you had used the last time you were in something gnomish. Well, second to last time now that you guys went to the other place.
Say path? Like path?
Pad.
Pad.
Before, you had the bracer would go up against it and touch it, and then doors would open.
Oh, okay. Touchpad. Thank you. I get it.
Tara, get closer to the wall. Tara, drag your arm again. Put that bracer against the wall.
And he puts it up against the wall right in front of himself. Catch, you notice that it's not anywhere near the pad thing.
Am I the only one who notices this?
Unless you've told the rest of the group, yes.
I mean, I would let him know that I just feel like he's smarter than that.
I don't know. I'm Jaeger
Does
in here.
he not does he not see the pad in front of him?
No, he's just kind of on autopilot.
He's encumbered. He
tell
drank
him-
too much mead before we came in.
I tell him that the pad in front of his arm.
He raises his arm against the pad, and then suddenly the wall shifts and shimmers slightly, and then slides upwards.
Can I go in? Can I go in? Can I go in?
I mean, if you want to. Suddenly you're dead! No. Tara kind of walks in, looks around, and as you guys enter the room beyond, you notice a similar feel. Those that were in the last vault of gnomes. In the corner is a similar face on a door that you had seen once before. Really ugly fucking mug. Large bulbous nose. And the ground, the walls are very clean white marble, and the ground is what appears to be marble inlaid with smatterings of gold. And as your light moves into the room, it actually reflects off of it almost in an enchanting way. And you notice that as you're kind of moving around and taking steps, none of the dirt that came off of, that you would expect to come off of your boots after being in the cave from before, appears to be getting anywhere on the floor. It's absolutely pristine.
But there's
And-
nothing on the floor or anything.
Well, in this corner right here is a very large bulbous face on what appears to be some type of doorway. Again, the group that was at the last, gnomish place would recognize it as being similar to the one they've seen before. Not identical, mind you, but very, very similar.
Yeah, it's where I
Similar
got
enough
my
to be
quiver.
confused. You were not there.
It's not the same vault we got our quiver and everything out of.
That was dwarvish.
That was dwarvish. Okay.
This face is clearly not a
Gnomish.
dwarf. Somewhere between orc and goblin almost. It's not that monstrous, but it definitely is a face for radio.
Can I yell at Tara and ask if he recognizes it, or come over and touch it?
I recognize that ugly puss from anywhere.
But come
Yeah.
touch it.
No.
I got mead.
No.
Catch.
Yeah.
Face.
I mean, I'm kind of that for the group, but not functionally. Dysfunctionally, really.
I'm gonna throw a dagger at you.
I'm gonna catch it with my mouth.
It's gonna be a wooden dagger. That way it gives you splinters.
Yay. What am I rolling when I look at the face on the wall?
What are you looking for?
I mean, do I recognize the face?
Looks very similar to the one that you've seen last time. Very ugly, very large nose.
Right? Can I just start playing with the face, touching it, and trying to figure it out? See if it does anything.
As you start putting your hands on it, it sneezes at you. What are you doing?
I like the idea that it said, "What are you doing?"
It did say that.
Did anybody in the background hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. That was perfectly timed.
That was me.
Oh wait, I thought it was a child in the background yelling, "What are you doing?"
Oh, you're a fucking asshole. No, it was me. That's what
Oh
the
no, because
that's
it
what they
came
said.
through. It
Yeah,
came
'cause-
through Vanya's mic.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, and not yours. Okay, that I am very okay.
Alright, can we inspect the room then? Try to find a door or
The
open
face
a
just
door?
spoke to you.
Yeah, no, I was gonna
Oh.
talk to the dude.
Okay, then we talk to the face.
Talk to the face. The
Can you
hand
bring
ain't listening.
Terror closer to while you
Wait.
talk to the face in case the bracer has something to say?
Oh,
Tell the face to open a door or give me something. I want something. I don't know. I want to leave this room.
I would like to ask the face what this place is.
There you go. What is this place? Yep. And for a tissue. The one you just sneezed on. Hey, Tara, bring that bracer over here and show it to this face.
Kind of holds the bracer out and just a moment. At that, the face kind of sinks in to the doorway, and then after a few moments, slowly projects back out. But it's different now. The nose is a little bit smaller. The features are a bit nicer, but maybe a bit older. And then it speaks and says, what do you want?
Where did everybody go?
Where did the Zundashar gnomes go?
Based on the bracer on that arm, I think you may already know.
He doesn't speak much, or she. Is there anything you could tell us about this bracer?
No, he didn't in life either.
Sweet. He didn't tell us where to go. He told us to go here.
No,
Hey.
he didn't speak much in life either.
Bracer. Bracer, you need to talk up. You need to speak right now.
Did he not tell us to go here? I may be confused.
No, he told us where to go. But he didn't tell us exactly where to go. He just told us the region. He said
He
south.
gave us a blip on the map.
Oh.
Are you a Zundashar gnome? And is the bracer a Zundashar gnome?
Face smiles at you and says, yes. But no. I am a gnome. You've found us. The bracer is not a gnome. It's a bracer.
Is the spirit within the bracer a gnome?
No. What do you want?
Can I ask a question? We're essentially here to learn how to defeat Vagus because they're the most powerful. So that's why we're here. So can we just ask the face how to defeat Vagus?
Everyone roll a perception check real quick. From what you can tell, the face is fucking with you a little bit. Not necessarily lying, but he's not, like, forthcoming with the information because he's messing with you.
Hey, Face, do I need to wake this bracer up?
What was that, Zook?
So do I need to wake the bracer up?
The bracer's never spoken out loud. The only person that's ever heard the bracer is Air.
I'll smack Tear's arm. I bet it'll talk out loud then.
It's also possible Tear would punch you.
This is possible.
Is Tara getting ready to, like,
I don't
punch the wall?
condone that either.
No, Tear's just kind of watching with mild amusement. You guys haven't asked him if if the bracer's saying anything specifically. I mean, Tear's like,
Tear.
bracer says this is the right place.
Ask Tear if it's a way to make this guy open, or ask that bracer if there's a way to open this door, or make this guy open a door. Tear.
He says they'll only open the door if they want to, but this should be enough to get the information you're wanting.
I'd say we talk to the door about the Vegas. Tell him. I mean, be open. Tell him what we know and that we're seeking help.
Just ask the door if it knows anything about the Vegas.
What's a Vegas?
Ask him if they know anything about the Redrin line.
Yeah, what was that? That's in our notes, ain't it?
Redrins. Which Redrin?
Raylan.
Don't know any Raylan. Do you mean Relin?
Yes.
If she smacks him from across the room, I'm not gonna.
She's gonna walk up and smack the
you?
door in a minute.
I'm familiar with Relin Redrin. Why do you ask?
Anybody got the notes? Wasn't he like evil or something? And then we're trying to find him. Ain't that what I can't find shit.
Yeah, he was banished and then renamed Vegas.
Banished? Hold on a moment. At that point, the face sinks into the wall again. Starts to project out, then sinks back in. Starts to project out, sinks back in, and then finally projects out. And this face is far older, appears to have some level of scruff on the face, and a very, very bulbous nose, and tiny little beady eyes. Yes! Relin Redrin. Evil? Oh, I think not. You sure you don't mean Randon Redrin? I knew them both. Why don't you start over and explain to me what it is you're doing here?
Well, I know we've been tasked to bring Vegas in, which is one of his is one of the twin princes.
Great warriors.
Dead or alive, by the way. Live, preferably.
Not. What?
You heard me. I didn't stutter. I'll kill him. I don't care. I can't find anything.
I don't know what I'm looking for actually. I've been reading through things. I don't know what's going on now.
The bronze-plated
kinda
book
zoned out.
just talks about that Relin and Randon Redrin were twin princes that
Were they dwarven though?
Ilvadoon.
Right. Visited.
They're the
not.
crown princes of the Empire of Erison.
I'm kind of lost.
At this point, Tara kind of steps in and gives a brief rundown of you guys were hired to track down the Vagus, concerns over them trying to usurp the throne, explained that there was an attempted coup, kind of runs through a brief history of everything that you guys have learned and kind of discovered leading up until this point. Says, basically, we need to kill this Vagus guy who you may or may not know is Relin Redrin. Then he kind of looks at you guys to make sure he's doing a good job, and he's right.
Yep, keep going, bud.
I have no quarrel with that.
You sure it's Relin?
Yes.
No.
I don't know if we're 100% sure.
Who told us it was Relin?
I have in my notes, in 1569, Relin banished and renamed Vagus. It had to have been in something, one of the journals, because it was the date that I missed.
To clarify,
So
you guys are correct.
everything.
He's not believing what you're saying. Basically, he refuses to believe what you're telling him is accurate, that it doesn't jive with what he knows. It's essentially the vibe you're getting. And he's trying to make sure that you're not either A, fucking with him, or B, misunderstanding yourself. But based on your guys' previous discussions, the information directly in front of you, the assertion you're making is the correct one.
Somebody bring me a lightning bolt over here to stick in this thing's mouth. It won't believe us. Melt the wall.
Well, more to the point, what do you want from us?
We need a way to take him down and find him.
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah, not necessarily in that order. Find him, then take him down. You know, jibbity jabbity.
Killing draconic royalty is near impossible without having another of that line available. Any of you draconic royalty? And he kind of starts looking around at all you.
God, I hope not.
Oh, I just have the language.
None of you are. I'll tell you now.
Okay. I have draconic language.
We're going to pop that bubble real goddamn quick.
If I was, I wouldn't be doing this shit.
So
There
you
would've been
seek the
signs
means
by
of
now.
destroying. We cannot provide that. I can help you find, maybe, with something that can track draconic royalty, and maybe something that could trap draconic royalty, but...
Perfect. That's what we
Trapping's fine. Trapping's
Yeah,
fine.
we just
I
need
can
to
trap
retrap him. Like he was trapped before. We just gotta put him back trapped. We don't want. We don't have to kill him. I mean, we just be like, hey, you're back in jail. Boom.
More to the point, what benefits do you provide to us? Found our secret lair. We don't want more company. It seems you've destroyed our security measure outside as well. Also not a fan of that.
I don't know what you need.
Yeah, what do you want? What do you want? I mean, we won't tell nobody. You know, you just give us what we're asking for, and we won't
We're
send
not
about
narcs.
100. We won't send about 100 people down here.
At that point,
Whoa,
from the
whoa,
eastern
whoa.
wall, projects out slowly a single black, sort of like the keystone and some of the other stuff, black cylinder. Place your hand upon this and swear that once you are done with your mission, should you survive, you return the items here and work for us as our agents outside.
So like just like one of us?
I'll do it.
Like
All
one of us,
of
all
you.
of us. What's this working as an agent for you?
Furthermore,
Yeah, what if we're,
Let-
not-
you will
let's get that
swear
over
like,
to
not
not
about to do that
speak of
ever.
this place to anyone. You'll leave here and say you found nothing, and proceed on telling no one of what you've witnessed here.
We would have to work for you?
Yeah, but I want to know. Go back to this agent on the outside thing. Everything else,
We will
okay,
pay
but-
you handsomely. You ask too many questions.
Okay, put
Well,
my
no,
hand
no,
on it. I
well-
swear. He said pay. I'm done. I swear.
But is
I mean,
it
their
like,
floor
are we
has
forced
gold in
to
it.
do these jobs?
I don't doubt that we're going to ask you to do anything worse than what you're being asked now, nor will we ask you of
that
anything that would
wasn't-
go against most of your morals, I imagine.
Yeah, but
We're
am
not
I
looking
going to
for
be forced?
assassins.
Am I going to be forced to do anything?
Well, then why did you have me swear? Okay, I swear anyway.
We don't have the means or the access to leave this place. There may be some objects, things, or people we require outside of them.
If you tell me to do something and I say no, what is that? Is that because what if something I'm doing in the middle of something important and I can't help you? What happens?
As long as you succeed at what you're asked to do, there won't be any problems. If you fail in your oath, the consequences will be most dire.
No, I'm not talking about my oath of like not disclosing. I'm not gonna narc on you guys. I'm not gonna tell anyone where you are. But like, I'm not also gonna be just because I walked in here to get information doesn't mean I'm gonna be like bound to do as you say kind of thing. I ain't doing that.
At that point, the door shuts.
Hey now, whoa.
Hey, wait,
Whoa.
whoa.
Yeah,
Alright.
you're basically asking for a slave, dude, and I ain't
I will
into that,
pay
man.
you.
No.
Slaves don't get paid.
How?
Oh, no. Sorry. Indentured servant, whatever you want to call it.
I
I'm
like
not
that
doing it.
word.
Not into it, bro.
How many?
You want to come to an agreement? I
tasks
can make
do
an
we have to
agreement,
do?
but like, we're not. Yeah.
You will owe me 3 favors.
Doesn't seem very indentured if it's only 3.
I still haven't heard the part where I'm not forced to do these things just because I walked in here.
You won't be forced to do them for walking in here. Walking out, on the other hand,
Wait,
You're
how
gonna
do we
force
get
me to
out of
do.
here?
So basically, I'm trapped in here unless I agree to. So you're holding me hostage. You're kind of sounding evil, dude.
I'm holding you hostage until you swear not to speak of this place. I'll give you the
Okay,
items
that's what,
you
that's not what you said.
require.
That's not what you said. That's
I'll
not what
give
you
you
said.
the items you require for your quest, and should you succeed, you'll return here to do for us 3 favors.
I'm not asking for those things.
3
though.
favors as a group or 3 favors each person?
Yes.
No. 3 favors as a group.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still. Do I get some fancy toys? I need fancy toys. I want fancy toys.
Well, if it's as a group and our group just perchance does not happen to have catch with us, will it still apply?
Who's catch?
I am. I'm the one who does distinctly not work for the crown or these guys. I am
Who are you
here,
working for currently?
I'm just hanging out with my friend Ter.
As long as you hang out with your friend Ter to complete the tasks. We don't care.
We
But
don't
mostly
take it.
swear that you won't speak of this to anyone.
No, that I
Upon
can do.
pain
I
of
can
death
swear
of
to
the
not.
soul.
I swear that I will not speak of this
Put
place
your
to
hand
anyone
upon
on
the
pain of
cylinder,
death.
please.
Okay, all right. That is what I agree to, and that all right.
Does everyone put their hand on the cylinder?
I want to know
Yeah.
My hand
how.
was already there. I'm waiting on Joy.
How do we get these missions? Do we have to always come back here?
That would be the correct assumption based on the information given.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm in.
Everyone put their hands to it?
Yep,
believe
I'm
so.
already there.
If no one says no, then I'm going to assume everyone put their hands to it, just to confirm. Count to 3. If you're not doing it, let me know. 1, 2, 3.
I think that was
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah, no, I was making sure.
Tear can't talk, so
I'm going to assume Tear did, even though he's not here to confirm. If I find out different, then we'll have to retcon and change something, but I'll assume that he does just to get it over with and doesn't really care. The moment you all remove your hands, the cylinder slides back in. Another, and it's all seamless. So like the cylinder slides out, slides in, you can't see anything as where it came from. And at the next moment, a almost drawer-like thing slowly comes out. And one of them looks kind of like a metal divining rod almost. It's a long, maybe 2.5 foot long metal like pipe, and on the end of it are 2 prongs, and in the middle is a red crystal that is slowly floating and rotating between them. When it glows, you know you're near royalty. Draconic royalty. Then next to that object is a much shorter, similar type of object, but it's far thinner and looks like it could almost be fired out of a bow. And the edge of it is tipped in kind of a black, similar to the objects you've seen so far in the cylinder, onyx type material. Should this touch the skin of a Redrin member, will immobilize them for 72 hours. They will be catatonic. At the end of 72 hours, it will slowly begin to awake.
Should we like test
Okay.
that on ourselves just really quick, like Invasion of the Body Snatcher style or whatever? Is that what it was?
It is quite potent and would probably kill a normal person. I should warn you.
Oh, okay. I thought it like would have no effect. Like it's like a yes or a no.
No, this is like
Never mind.
elephant level.
Can I
Don't
just
touch it.
take the arrow and put it in my quiver?
You notice that there is like a not really plastic, but almost plastic thing around the edge of it that probably needs to be removed, so you just don't accidentally poke yourself with it. But probably needs to be popped off. Just from looking at it, you can tell it needs to be removed, fired.
Okay.
Yeah, what if
Or
we just
thrown.
like barely? Never mind. I'm not gonna go next to that.
Looking at it, you could probably stab somebody with it, and it would be effective as long as you remove the
Okay, then that
covering.
was my question.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, it's the size and the shape of a small, short arrow, and it's very sturdy when you grip it. Like it's not like gonna bend easily, but clearly it can be fired or thrown or stabbed, what have you. It's multiple options with that. Once you guys remove the objects, and I'll need to create them later because again, there's an issue with the items since the updates. The drawer slides back into the wall, seals itself up. The door does open. Right thing, it'll open at least.
Oh, I
Leave
didn't mean it
now.
closed.
When you return, we can speak more then. And Halfling, stay here just a moment.
I was like the first one out the door.
Yeah.
he just like.
How do I get out of this place?
Tear kind of just bounces out.
Will the
There's-
rock move when we get back to the entrance?
You'll be able to get out.
I did your silly seal thing. What'd you want?
Please make sure the door closes tightly as you leave.
Me or the?
You're the only one left, so yeah.
Was that all you were gonna say?
And the one with green eyes, we could help you find him.
Man, do I even know his name?
You do, but at that point you're just suddenly pushed out and the door shuts.
Alright. Oh yeah, Fane and Redrin. Why do I need to find him?
You just really
I
want to,
tell
apparently.
them. I tell them. Oh yeah, that guy just said that he can help us find Fane and Redrin or whatever.
Who?
With green eyes. The one that was in the desert and such.
You guys get back, and as you walk over the
Wait, who said
stone,
who?
that was Tear.
Oh, he would know. He was the one. He saw him in the desert.
Yeah, I know.
I genuinely didn't know because there
That
are,
wasn't him in the desert.
Fane and
Or
Redrin
whichever
was
one.
the
I forget now.
was the
I'm the dumbest
picture
person to give information.
in the library that said 1763 first age.
Right, whatever that was. The guy, yeah, and the on the wall in the painting.
Correct.
Man,
You guys get back and you
sorry
find
for giving really shitty information when I do remember to give anything. So
That's okay.
I have very minimal.
It's frustrating
written
because
down.
I have fucking shit memory, and it's very frustrating.
You guys get back and you find the airship still around waiting for you. You're able to attach a oh my goodness, the thing to the top, and you pull yourself out, and you get back to the airship, climb up into the airship, and you're now back on the airship, ready to do what you want to do next.
Now that divining rod thing, will it, if we hold it out, will it like point a direction we need to go?
No, essentially it'll identify someone if it's near them.
Fair enough. Somebody asked that Tara asked that bracer if he knows the last place one of those royal thingies were.
It's not responding.
I'm gonna go make sandwiches.
What do you guys want to do next?
Well, I kind of
So
feel like since it'll only hold him immobile for 72 hours, we need to figure out where, after we do catch him, where we're taking him. Since we have a limited amount of time. If we're taking
So we
him
need
back to where that dragon, essentially, they let him out of, or somewhere else.
we need like a cage or something strong enough to hold him.
Yeah.
does that mean we need to go back and talk to the Emperor?
Possibly?
I would assume.
Because he's the one who wants this.
I kind of just feel awkward going
Yeah.
back and forth to that guy, but yes,
But we also
essentially
can't
that's.
tell him that we found these guys.
Right. We just need to know where he wants Vegas after we catch him.
Do we know where Vegas was being held prior to his release?
It was a cave with a dragon guarding it.
It was the island that the dragon guards and protects. That was just the nest of the dragon.
Have we ever been there?
No, you just went to it's an island that's just outside of the island. Think of it like an outpost just outside of the prison.
Was it somewhere we should travel to research what he was being held in?
Well, you guys kind of already have. That was the island that you guys went to.
Yep.
So we should probably go use this divining rod thingy to find somebody that can help.
Wouldn't hurt. That sounds right.
I think having missed a little bit of this earlier in the year has put Zook and I kind of at a disadvantage, so we're really not sure what to do here.
I don't know if you guys didn't write it down, but I did mention it at least a couple of times. Would have been Alaric. Alaric is someone that was tasked with at one point and strived to want to hunt down the Vagus, but was told to, basically to take care of Onteri and focus on that, which is why you were brought in by the Emperor at that point to assist with him, with finding the
Oh,
Vagus.
remember that guy? I just didn't trust him.
That's
But he's the
new
guy
Duke,
that
right?
he's the guy that trains with the brother of Rip. Sorry, brother of Terror, Rip.
No. Is it?
Alaric,
Yes.
Yeah, he fist fights Terror, half brother of Draven. Terror's
Cousin.
brother is Rip, and he's there, and he's got a mechanical arm. Alaric is the Duke that killed the other dude. The other Duke, right?
Came into Onteri to take over as a count,
Yeah.
essentially, and then just removed the head of the sitting Duke and took over as the Duke of Onteri at that point.
So should we
took a
go
Duke.
head back to Onteri to?
Well, I'm just giving you the options that if Horse were here, I believe he would bring up. Last time Horse was here, one thing he really wanted to do was go to Ilvadoun to interrogate the dwarves to see if they knew anything about, about the Vagus, because there was information of the Vagus having been there prior to him being exiled.
Was that an
Well,
option? Was that one of the three options?
let's head there then.
No, that's just the one that I know Horse had brought up most recently. I'm saying if you're wanting to get information about the Vagus or discuss with anybody, those are the three people that I can think of, immediately that would be places you would go to for information. Alaric, who was previously hunting and had obviously investigated into it, the Emperor, and then obviously the clerks. Well, it's like 2.5.
I'd go wherever Terror wants to go.
Well, I'm not gonna, because I don't know what Horse would do in this situation with the information you just gained and the items you just gained. I don't know what he would do in this situation.
Should we just head back to the hometown of Onteri to regroup and figure out our next step and see what's his name and talk to him of what information he has.
Alaric.
Yeah, before he was tasked to do whatever he's doing now.
I also need more potions.
Is that the plan then, or are you guys going to the Emperor?
Is that not the same thing? I thought we're going back just to wait.
No,
Is that no?
the
They're not the
Emperor's
same.
in a different town than where Rip and the other guy are.
I still think we should take Vanya up on her suggestion for figuring out how we're gonna transport him, especially if he can't, if he's not gonna be immobile longer than 72.
Oh, I thought this was also on that same thing. We're gonna ask like this dude, Alaric, like, hey, how do you got any ideas?
So you're thinking
We should
Alaric
ask both.
both? Well, do we want to go one and then go to the other? Or just want to go hit up Alaric first?
Which one's closer?
Alaric, he's on the island you're on now.
Then I recommend doing that.
Now, is this the Alaric that's the new Duke? Alaric
Correct.
Yes.
Spurdrin?
Spudrin. Yes, Spudrin.
Yeah, let's go there.
All right, you guys get everything prepped, and airship heads back to Ontario. Are you just going to land in the manor?
How long does it take to get?
I'd
back
say
to Ontario?
probably, based on the fact you're using an airship and be able to move pretty quickly, I'd say probably 10-ish hours, 8 to 10-ish
wow.
hours.
We're like there.
Oh, I'll make dinner.
Mm.
So we land the airship at the manor and we go on foot to go to Alaric.
That'd probably be the polite thing to do, yeah. People generally frown upon just landing in their castle with an airship.
Especially when we have a parking space right outside. Can, like, as we are walking there or riding there, I grab like potions and stuff. Like restock.
You're restocking. I'd like to restock food supplies so I can try out some of these recipes then.
As you guys kind of land and are getting unloaded and getting prepped, feel free to, obviously we're kind of walking through this to deduct, and as long as it's a basic item, I don't care, deduct the gold, add the item as needed. As you disembark from the ship and after you landed and everything, one of your runners comes running up to you and to you, Catch, yeah, and informs you of obviously some recent news. Most of it is just kind of gossip within the city, who's sleeping with who supposedly. This couple got into a fight. This noble's being disinherited. The only thing that really stands out as being unique to standard, rumor and all that amongst the city is that they do mention that there's been kind of a huge influx of dwarves flowing through the city to the south by southwest to Illidoun. Apparently they have reopened up and there's a large amount of dwarves heading to go work and find their fortune in the halls of Illidoun.
So it means there's plenty of people drinking at the tavern.
They're stopping in Ontario long enough to supply up and then leave. So maybe not. Just kind of depends. You guys just head over to the Duke's.
Yeah. I mean,
Sounds like a plan.
All right, you guys approach the front gates. The guards remember you, specifically remember Tear, and kind of just wave you on through, no problem. As you start approaching the front of the manor, essentially for them, the small castle that the Duke resides in, there's a line that's kind of running out the front doors into the meeting hall where he holds court. People come request things, grievances, all that kind of stuff. But there's a line basically waiting. You can see all the way inside. You see sitting on not really a throne, but definitely a larger chair, slightly raised, sword in hand, pointed on the ground, kind of just staring boredly as someone's speaking to him. Is Alaric, and then off to his right and kind of keeping eyes open, looking around, is Rip.
I guess, can we just pull the seal that we got from the Emperor out so we can just cut inside this line and, get to where we're going?
Definitely an option. So you take the seal out, and as you start walking past people, you hear kind of some grumbling and some looking, and maybe one person starts to speak up, but the guards that are there to kind of keep the line orderly and even see the seal, and they wave you on through, and as you walk in, you see someone standing in front of Alaric explaining what's going on. They're in irons, looking up at Alaric and pleading their case while somebody explains the crime that they're there for. You guys just gonna let it run its course? You can interrupt.
Wait, do we hear what the
do
crime
they have a
is?
lawyer? Sorry, do they have any representation next to them?
The person that's kind of explaining what's going on appears to be one of the guards. There does not appear to be any representation. Listening to the context of the conversation, this appears to be this one was caught trying to steal, trying to break into a shop in the middle of the night. And Alaric kind of looks him over and nods his head and says, take him for processing, throw him, put him in prison, and then he can have his day in court, essentially.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give him my information.
He
My information.
takes whatever scroll you hand him and tries to hold on to it, kind of bobbles it, but catches it, and he's kind of pushed out of the room. And at that, Alaric slams his sword down once on the ground and says, clear the hall! And the people that are kind of waiting are kind of ushered out, and he says, return tomorrow. I'll see you then. I'm tired of this. And he stands up and sheaths the sword across his back, stretches a little bit, and Rip just kind of walks over and starts talking with Tara off to the side, and he looks over everyone and says, well, how can I help?
We need as much information as you can give us on what you know about the Vagus.
And nods his head and says, well, can you be more specific? I know a decent amount, more than most, but what is it you're looking for in particular?
Did you find any way to hold him once you got him?
He laughs and says, yes. Remove his head from his shoulders.
Who has the rod right now?
Are we showing him that? Hold on, like
No,
out
no,
of
no.
out of.
No, we're not
Okay.
supposed to tell anybody. I just want to know who has it.
All right. Not me.
I took the arrow. So did I end up taking the rod too then?
I never really asked or specified. I assume someone took it. So just whoever wants to say I took it could say they took it, I don't, unless someone wants to counter it.
Tara, thanks for picking that up for us, buddy. That was a
Tara
kind
can't have
gesture of
taken
you.
it right now. You can take it later,
Okay.
but
God.
I'll just hold it for now until we decide who has it. I have it. I'm just gonna go off into the corner and pull it out and make sure it's not glowing.
kind of watches you walk off and then looks back over at the catch and says, "Everyone okay?"
With who?
All of you.
There you go.
Rip's
I'm
brother.
having,
Worried about you guys.
I'm having a good time. How are you?
Bored, mostly.
Becoming
Not
a dude.
enough,
Oh, I was gonna say.
not enough fighting. I don't want to be here.
It seems more stressful, but yeah, it's fair.
Heard somebody bought a bar recently.
Yeah.
Can't invite the Duke for a drink? I mean,
We haven't even drinking ourselves. Okay.
you walk over to the side, roll for stealth, and now are you just like taking it out of the backpack? Are you looking at it inside the backpack? Are you waving it around? Look what the fuck I got!
No, I'm hiding the motherfucker because I swore I wouldn't tell anybody we had it. So, best way to hide it, if it's in my backpack and I can see if it's glowing, that's perfect.
To be clear, you only
pull it
swore
out.
that you wouldn't reveal where you got it from, who you got it from, and where that location is, all of that. Like, the items themselves were not a part of that agreement.
Yeah. Well, then I'll just pull it out and kind of look at it and make sure it's not glowing while it's looking at it. All right, and then I'm gonna put it back in the bag, and I'm gonna walk back over to the group. I'm just gonna go up to the Duke and go. So if we figure out where the Vegas is, would you like us to come get you to come help us wrangle him up?
Well,
Why gotta be like that? I broke sauce.
Quick, somebody light the pumpkin spice candle.
On it.
Not yet.
Do we?
Well, do you
as a
have a
group, know it?
lead of which way you think we should go?
Since I was told to leave it alone, no. I mean, you guys had access to the same information I did, probably even more at this point. I've got no idea. Last rumblings we heard was there was some type of movement past Aldervale in the east. There was a village that was raided. No confirmation yet. I sent out some scouts and some people to look into it. Nobody appears to have been terribly injured. There wasn't too many villagers there. They managed to escape when they seen trouble coming, but there was some loss of property, which will be taken care of course, by the crown. But not really anything to go off of. Obviously, the concern is with Eldarin right now. That's where it's been the most active.
Okay. With that being said, do you have a seal or something we could get so we can send you a scroll or a message that only you could get once we do locate him if we don't have time to come back here?
He frowns and kind of waves at Rip and like, do we have a seal? Rip just kind of shrugs his shoulders like, what? No?
You know what we really need is just a messenger bird or something that goes from us to you and nobody else.
Nods his head and says, yeah, it's not bad, but I mean, I don't know. Just come get me. Chances are I'll be here dying slowly.
How do you feel about an airship being parked above your, domain here? If we do find him, so I don't have to land it outside the city. What if I just fly it over and drop a ladder?
Rip, make sure that they're aware of their airship is welcome to land here and come here as needed. Rip just nods his head and then goes back to talking to Tare.
Catches him. Am I missing anything?
I can't think of anything.
So, I'm just gonna go. Has anybody else seen a glowing stone recently?
Looks at you very confused. No?
Oh, okay.
Anything else?
You said the last villages and sightings were to the east?
Past Aldervale, yes. I don't honestly recall the name. There's too many small villages. It may be too small to even have a name. Village may be being overly kind to the size of this place, but luckily, fortunately, no loss of life, but some damage, yes. They amass a large enough group, I'll set out and stamp it out, but until we get word of anything, it's just kind of wait and see. Was that it?
What they call the divine royalty? What they call that? What were the gnomes calling that? Sauce?
Draconic royalty.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him if he knows about them.
Kind of frowns and shakes his head. No.
Hey, speaking of the Emperor, those little librarian butt munches he has, have you found a way to woo them over yet?
At that, he starts belly laughing. No, no, we didn't get along too well. I mean, obviously I can read and write and enjoy history as much as the next person, but my focus was always on battles and grand stories, and they're more concerned with making sure the books are lined up and follow some doable system of some sort. Something with dots. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
What's with those invisible guys? Just popping up out of nowhere when you mention weapons.
The Arbiters?
Yeah, those guys.
The bodyguards of the Emperor.
Yeah, they're all over the library.
They're supposed to be.
But they don't have to pick on me.
Anything else you want?
No, I can't think of anything else. I'm just bullshitting at this point, waiting on somebody else to give me something. Hey, you can go to the
Yeah.
bar and get a drink on us.
That I will take you up on. All right, I got stuff to do.
I'm looking for the name of it.
Whispering
Never
Palms.
mind. Yeah, Whisper. Did we
Yeah.
not change it? Yeah, I don't think we did.
I don't think we have yet, no.
I wouldn't want to. I like that name.
At that,
and it
him
was well established, so.
him and Rip kind of just show you out, send you on your way, and you guys are walking back to the manor.
Perfect. I gotta go see my puppies. My puppies are just chilling there, all by themselves. I mean, besides their caretaker, we might want to make sure they haven't ate the caretaker yet. They do have to take care of our horses too.
You would have checked on them as soon as you landed and got back, and they have not eaten the caretaker, and everything seems to be running smooth.
Have we got any income yet from the tavern?
Not yet.
Alright.
Any last minute anything you guys want to do before we close the session?
Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go.
I was gonna say in my purchases, am I able to come across this thing, and am I able to convince Flap that it may be useful?
Because it's a powdery substance based on what I'm seeing.
Oh, is it powder?
It says crystal vial contains salts, which I'm going to take as being powdery.
That's fair.
I would say it'd be non-compatible.
In which case, I would like to buy. Nah, I'm gonna save my money. That was all. Never mind.
Just a note, you didn't make the vests of holding yet, did you?
No, not yet, but it's just a description type thing. All the items got fucked up anyways. I've got to remake everything from scratch probably.
Yeah, as I say, the items in my inventory are still good. It's just the ones that aren't in my inventory.
Yeah, but anything that had any type of like characteristic where you hit a button to do anything or it gave any type of bonuses or buffs has probably been messed up and I have to redo them now.
Like the quiver or the reaper?
That not so much because that just is just a thing you keep track of and remember.
Right.
But like the arcane rifle that Vanya has used to have a button to use it. Now it doesn't exist, so I have to remake it.
I think even the Wand of Healing had the healing button at some point.
There's nothing you have to do with the this duelist reaper or rapier.
No, I believe that's just a renamed basic item. So the names and stuff are fine. It's just like functionality that I custom made has been lost. I have to redo all the custom functionality stuff. For that type of weapon, it's just a click and hit type thing. It doesn't really require anything custom.
Alright. I was going back through our logs and I remember that I have a vest on with pockets. And stuff in the pockets.
Anything else for the group to discuss, share before I close this out?
Are we at the? Are we going back to the manor?
Yeah, at this point, you guys will
Over
be
there.
back at the manor.
Yeah.
Well, once we get back to the
gold.
manor and I know no one's around, I would tell everybody, "Hey, you know that nice little staff? It glowed when we went there."
So like he's one of them. A descendant.
Well, Rip and him were both in the room. And I'm
Yeah, but
assuming if I pull it out now, it's not going to glow, which means Rip should not be one since Tara's his brother, so it had to be him.
right. Process of illumination. Get it?
Got it.
Anyways.
Will you send me a description of like what they do? Because I don't have it written down. All right. It'll
Other
be,
than that, that's all I had for
I think
right
it's
now.
a good stopping point because then when Horse gets back, we can figure out what we
Yeah,
want to
because
do
we can
from
go into
there.
more discussion about the staff glowing, or
Yeah.
the rod, or whatever glowing. More when Tara's here.